We welcome you to the foothills of wine country here in Sonoma, California, where tonight the Slide Job Racing League will take on the left and right hand turns of Sonoma Raceway. Here tonight, it should be a pretty fun race. Sonoma, California, where tonight we will do battle the playoff race, round 16, with just 2 races to go until we get into that championship round. I'm Dawson Allen. Joining me alongside in the booth for tonight's race, as always, it's Josh Coppernold. Josh, welcome to the booth.
Hey, Dawson. Man, this is my favorite road course. I'm looking forward to it. Sonoma. It drives a lot like a short track. Not a lot of high-speed sections. You have to really be on it tonight. You want to find yourself in victory lane.
Yeah, indeed you will. It's going to be a very aggressive race for some of these drivers too, because as I mentioned at the top of it, we're getting ready to be into the championship races. We're coming down to the wire here. So of course, last week's race, not non-consequential. It was just about racing for some fun, and we had some fun indeed. It was a very exciting race there. I believe it was Michael Thorpe Jr. that took home the victory, which of course he is racing tonight as well. Gonna hope to have a good run here to maybe get some momentum going towards him in this playoff hunt as we see him right here as we get ready to follow qualifying here. About 2 minutes have passed so far. So there's Michael Thorpe Jr. looking to set his first lap here. And the thing about Sonoma is this track, it's such a big track. And, it's got a little bit of high-speed variables. There's some points in this track where you can get some pretty good speeds, like what we're coming up on here, the S's. So you'll kind of see it here with the driver, the 34, as he comes through right here. You'll just be able to see, how drastic it can be with these drivers going through here.
Yeah, the S's can really be the most challenging part of this track because you want to carry enough momentum, but you don't want to be too fast going through the S's or else you're going to screw up and find yourself in the grass.
And you can see a spot right here, a trouble spot already for Zach Probst. It looked like he was slow here in the hairpin. Very slow coming to a stop to reset his lap. We're going to have to pan off of this and go back and see what happened to Probst, because I noticed that he's kind of slow here. Rolling down pit road, actually. Try to see what happened to him. So he's coming into the hairpin for his qualifying lap. Yeah, went wide, spun it out, and I think what he did, he ended up having to tow it back to pit road, so he had to roll again for his lap. So here we see Zach Probst going to have to make a second lap as a make or break here. We got some guys putting down some lap times now. If we look and see, it looks like maybe Probst even just warming it up, getting ready to go for this next lap. Michael Thorpe Jr. right now is on the pole with a minute 17.284 is his time. Dalton Kilroe second with a minute 17.3. Zachary Wareham with a minute 17.4, and then Brian Dees a minute 17.7. Oscar Enriquez right now the fifth fastest, the only other driver to put down a lap time, a 1 minute 19.245 second lap. And I don't know what's harder, setting a qualifying lap here, setting a good fast lap here, or setting it without any incident points. Because, you cannot get an incident point in these qualifying sessions for those laps to count. And you see there, Ben Lacey to the point. He is our defending road course race winner, winning at Watkins Glen earlier this year. And there, Dalton Kilroe was able to take his second lap, make it faster, a minute 16. That time for the driver of the 41. And now Bridger Olson jumping to the top of the board with a minute 16.3. So 4/10 faster than the rest of the field. Josh, they're kind of getting some speed. They're picking it up here as this race goes on.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised here at the qualifying times so far. I think this race, it is going to definitely be very challenging. We noticed at Watkins Glen several weeks ago that it really seemed like no specific driver ran away with it. A lot of times when you watch road course racing, one driver you can really tell right away who's going to be the favorite to win. But I noticed with this series, this league that we watched at Watkins Glen, like I said, there was no early favorite. A lot of drivers had a chance to win it, and Ben Lacey, like you mentioned, pulled away with it later on. Ben Lacey goes back to the top of the charts, 116.1 flats.
You're gonna see this camera a lot here. Some of these camera angles we're seeing as Zach Probst finishes his qualifying time. That hairpin corner, that hairpin camera though is going to be oh so important to watch. We talk about as you see him rolling in the background there. You talk about a very very terrifying corner. We talk about the hairpin. Um, you want to see a terrifying corner. You see there Austin J. McGill making his way through it. This corner right here is going to be one to watch. They have to go from accelerating right there out of the S's, slowing it way down here for this sharp 180-degree turn. It's a very, very sharp right-hand turn you got to make there, and you're going to be going for about like 120 mile an hour, almost down to about 40 coming into it. So the time is ticking here. 3 minutes and 37 seconds left in qualifying. There's Luke Nupp, the driver of the 29. He is currently out. Maybe getting some extra time in. Actually, no, resetting the car. So we'll have to see what he can do. Meanwhile, I'm looking over and I see Michael Kruger in the 81. Looks like he is currently on track right now. There he is, the driver of the 81 JCTV machine. Right now, only 2 cars on track. Go ahead, Josh.
I was going to say what's interesting to me is if anybody that's watching right now has seen any of other broadcasts, if I could talk, Dawson, but one of the series that we brought, the Olympus News Truck Series, Watkins Glen was not that long ago for them guys, and it's much different than what you see here. Trucks over there, but Michael Kruger, he absolutely dominated that one. And I remember watching him at the Charlotte Roval in their latest season previous, where he had a really good run at that one as well. We know he's good at road courses, but I've heard he's been struggling a bit. He does improve his lap time there, but it's a 118 so far, P11 for Michael Kruger. Going to be interesting to see if he's able to adapt here to the different conditions with a different car than what he's used to driving.
Yeah, it's for sure going to be different. We used to driving a truck. He's been able to wheel a truck around and getting it through these road courses and navigating pretty well. But, now going into a next-gen car, it's much different. It handles much different. It drives much different. There's a lot of different variables, and not to mention, too, the In the Pits News Truck Series has not touched Sonoma. I believe. So, it's a new track for him that he really hasn't run a lot of experience on comparative to like a Watkins Glen or a Charlotte Roval where he's got some experience on it. This is a new track for Mikey, so he's definitely going to have to settle down and kind of learn his way around here as this race goes on. I wouldn't say the win is the goal. I would say just a good run tonight for Michael Kruger would be a win in his book. We see Noah Mary, the last car on track right now, as he comes around to finish his qualifying time. He will cross the stripe this time. It'll put him minute 17.883. That improves his time by 1 spot. He will drop Zach Probst to the 10th position, so that puts Noah Mary in the 9th spot. Right now, it looks like we have some movement on pit road. I believe it's Caleb Sheets in the 26th there, you can see. Rolling through the S's, actually, getting ready to go for his first time lap.
And he's got to hurry. I think he might be on his first lap, but there's 48 seconds left.
Yeah, there's no time.
Coming into that hairpin turn 11.
Yeah, there's not going to be enough time for him to be able to set a lap here.
Locked up his right front tires, taking it wide.
You see how wide he goes out of the camera angle, but he has run out of time here with just 28 seconds to go. He is not going to be able to set a lap time here. It's just too far gone for Caleb Sheets. That was his out lap. So very possible could just be trying to take some laps to get up to speed on this track, but he's not going to be able to set a qualifying lap time. So he will end up starting wherever the random draw puts him. We will have to see where that decides to have him start. So while Caleb Sheets finishing up his qualifying time as fast as he could get it, the clock strikes 0. And with that, we have our starting lineup ready to go. And we showed him going through that hairpin. But what we didn't show is him getting this position starting up front here. Let's take a look at the starting lineup presented by JCTV. So as we load into this here, Austin J. McGill steals the pole away from Ben Lacey. Bridger Olson and Dalton Kilrow making up row number 2. Row 3 sees the 17 of Brian Dees and the 34 Michael Thorpe Jr. Back there in row 4, it's Zachary Wareham and Oscar Enriquez. And right at the top 10, it's Noah Mary and Zach Probst.
Michael Kruger is going to start in the 11th position, Luke up to his outside of P12. Blaine Sparling, 13th. Caden Atkins, 14th. Derek Paulson's going to start in 15th. Gabe Cazzola, 16th. The 84 of Jacob Locklear will start 17th. Dylan Parker will start 17th. And Caleb Sheets will be starting this field shotgun. 18. 19, rather.
And with that, that's your starting grid here presented by JCTV. So a bit of a longer pace lap here. That'll give us a little more time to talk about what we've got going on in this race. We'll get to see what happens as this race goes on here. Pretty lengthy pace lap, I should say, as well. But not to mention, too, we're also looking at some drivers going for some extra money. We got some guys that are going to be racing for the Dash for Cash for tonight's event. Let me get this grid pulled up here so I can kind of get a look for everybody so we can see what it is. So as they're starting to roll here, let's see if we can get this at least fired up and ready to go. You see them starting to roll off of pit road. Everybody getting ready, getting into their zone here, seeing if they can get with it and go for a win. And so with tonight's race at Sonoma, like we said, the Dash for Cash. 4 drivers going to have a shot at getting some extra money in their pocket. Taking a look at your grid down there, it's Caleb Sheets, Christopher Passenger, Oscar Enriquez, and Gabe Cazzola. Those will be the 4 drivers that will be doing battle for a chance to win some extra moolah for this race. And we'll kind of pop that up throughout the rest of this race just to kind of show you who's going for what. Right now as the field comes around through turn 7. They are really rolling behind this pace car now. That pace car wants to get off of the track. Everybody playing catch up here now. But you'll see, they're going to kind of ease back up when they get to the hairpin.
One other thing to note, Dawson, is that there are no scheduled cautions in oval races here in the Slide Job Racing League, but we do have competition cautions on the road courses. So there will be 1 caution, which will happen at the conclusion of lap 10 here at Sonoma.
It's 55 laps, only 10 laps in, but it'll still be nice if something happens early on, you have a chance to recover at least 1 guaranteed bailout for anything that happens to you. So the pace car is going to pull in. With that, Austin J. McGill, Ben Lacey, the front row, going to lead the field through turn 11. Through the hairpin they go. As that pace car rolling down pit road, you see McGill slow them up a little bit on the hairpin as they head down to the front straightaway, heading for the start-finish line. As the green flag will fly, we are racing here at Sonoma.
Oh, 3 wide.
Ooh, Kilroy's a little loose. Kilroy's going to spin off the front bumper of Brian Dees. Up the hill goes Dalton Kilroy. Already issues, and he's going to pull up in front. Almost hit Caleb Sheets there. But already a trouble for the number 41 of Dalton Kilroy. You see Derek Paulson right behind him. Looks like some more contact, more trouble. Luke Knupp and Zachary Wareham get into it here, heading down into turn 4A. Chaos to start this race. You see them coming through the S's. See all the field wrapping through those tight corners as they can get as close as they can to them without hitting that grass and kind of sending their car for a little bit of a spin. As they do that, man.
I'm very shocked at how chaotic that first lap was. A couple of incidents happening right away, but Austin J. McGill, he's being chased down by Ben Lacey.
Yeah, Dylan Parker made a move there through the hairpin to try to get by both Caden Atkins and Michael Kruger. Right now sitting ninth. You see there Austin McGill under fire by Ben Lacey, but let's see if we can go back and see what happened with the 12 and the 29. Zachary Wareham and Luke Knupp. There you see that was the 12 rolling. See if we can get a better look at what happened. So it's on the first lap. Just coming through 1 and 2. It looks like Jacob Locklear might have had an issue. He is slow right now. You see the issues with Kilrow happen up ahead. Wiggles a little bit right in front of Brian Dees, and then you see contact with Knupp and Wareham sends them around. And I see another issue that just happened on track. Michael Kruger slow, as is Jacob Locklear.
I'm not exactly sure what happened. I just saw Jacob Locklear facing the wall right before turn 4A. He is now rolling.
I wonder if it had anything to do with Michael Kruger, because Kruger was pretty slow right here as well. See him hit the curb there, but nothing wrong so far. But you see, there goes Locklear, maybe hit by Knupp. So that's what did in the 84. And then right here, there was the 81 spun as well. He was able to loop it back around. I don't know if he got it a little too hot trying to get by Caden Atkins. Is that what it looks like happens? Maybe just too much of the curb. That sends him around there, so dropping him to 16th. It's already a hectic, chaotic start to this race. But let's go back up to the lead because we got a battle going on. Ben Lacey's right there with Austin J. McGill.
Ben Lacey, he is just all over the back bumper of McGill. Taking a little bit of a shallower exit out of turn 7.
Watching to the S's you hear, he gets off the throttle a little bit right there, and then he gets right back into it. Looking that next corner in the S's, heading for the back bumper of that 21, Austin J. McGill, if they can get to him. See if he can make a move. Look at this run he's going to have right here. Ooh, little break. Locked up there. Here comes Ben Lacey. Couldn't quite capitalize. But now the 21 under pressure. I see an issue a little bit further out back. I think it's the 62 of Zach Probst. Indeed it is. Spun around in the inside of the hairpin. Not where you're supposed to be.
Oh, he has a broken car. He cannot get that thing rolling.
Wow. Slammed into the wall there. Just destroyed the entire front end of that car. No shocker, he is on pit road here. That might be the end of the night for Zach Probst there. Looks like he might be the one to finish 18th in this race tonight. But you see here, the battle for the lead is kind of heating up a little more than just one car, because here comes Bridger Olson and Michael Thorpe Jr. into the picture.
Yeah, this lead, it's 4 cars, all under a blanket now.
And a big gap between them and the 5th place car. How about Oscar Enriquez right now in 5th?
Oh, Ben Lacey, I think, tried to outbrake McGill. I almost thought he was going to just shoot for that wall.
He didn't
New
just
leader,
think about it. He
Ben Lacey.
did it. He saw McGill slip up that last time by, so he sent it to the inside, made it stick, and he takes the race lead away from Austin J. McGill.
Here's what's interesting. I've been noticing, I believe, McGill has been better from turns 1 to turns 4A, which is, for you viewers at home, about where they're entering now. From there, I think Ben Lacey is better off of turn 7 all the way down through the S's, into turn 11, and heading straight towards the start-finish line. And That's what it has appeared to be so far through this race. I think Ben Lacey knew that was his chance to make the move, and now he is just using those S's and pulling away from Austin J. McGill.
We had a car spin and a very slow car now. Caden Atkins. See, looks like Noah Mary runs it a little wide there in turn 4A. We're going to see if we can go back and see what happened to Caden Atkins. You see, already in the process of getting fired back around. This was coming up to turn 3. Just clips the curves and round it went. That's been about par for the course for this race. Guys just hitting the curb and spinning it out, and you know we've seen that happen already a couple times, and it's only lap 5.
Yeah, I mentioned at the top of the show, this track, it is very technical. It is one of the toughest road courses that NASCAR stock cars race on. And it's always been one of my favorites to watch racing on. Not so much to race on because of how technical it is. You really have to be on your game to make it around this track. And to do it, in this case, 55 times.
Something I noticed here. Blaine Sparling came down pit road that time by, got some service done, like a regular pit stop. So I've got to wonder if he's planning on staying out with that lap 10 comp caution and maybe trying to take the race lead. But he came down pit road, so we'll have to see how that plays out for him. As you see the leaders coming into the hairpin right there. Lacey putting a gap between himself and McGill. Bridger Olson trying to catch back up. You see Dylan Parker back in the background, who has experience in victory lane here, trying to make his move on Oscar Enriquez if he can do so. But he has found victory lane before at a road course. At Watkins Glen, I believe, is where it was actually. No active driver has won a race in the Selective Racing League at Sonoma, but there are a couple guys that have won at Watkins Glen. The other road course that this league races at. And Dylan Parker is one of them. He has won a race at Watkins Glen. I believe it was season 7. So obviously no stranger to victory lane at a road course, but he's got some work to do. Currently scored in the 6th position.
One thing that you did not see right before you started talking about Dylan Parker is he actually got into the grass and somehow saved it just before, or actually just going into turn 10. And I'm surprised he didn't lose any ground. Actually, he got right back up to Oscar Enriquez going into turn 11, the hairpin.
Trust me, I saw it, and I was ready to talk about him wrecking. But, you know, seeing him gain that much time, he just kept in it and just got right back to the back bumper of Enriquez. So I don't need to talk about it there. You know, just a slight hiccup, whatever. You see, he gets so wide on that curve. You see he's going to sit at the inside, going for P5 on the 56. He's going to go wide and let him and Dees both by. So that will be 2 spots to gain for those 2 cars right there, and move Parker to 5th, Dees to 6th, and Enriquez will drop back to 7th. I think Oscar Enriquez just wanting to have a nice clean run. So if anybody's faster than him, he's just going to let them go. We see now up ahead Ben Lacey leading the field. Here comes a battle for second. Bridger Olson as we run slightly faster laps. He is slowly closing the gap now, trying to make a move here for second on Austin McGill.
These 3 have not gotten away from each other as Ben Lacey's pulling away. Oh man, Michael Thorpe Jr. tried to make a move going into turn 7. He had to get hard on the brakes so he didn't run into Bridger Olson.
Almost made that same move that we saw Denny Hamlin do in 2016. You know, you kind of get in a little hot, bump the door, send him wide, and get underneath him and make the move. We didn't see him do it. He got on the brakes a little bit harder, locked it up, and backed out of that move. But you'll see here, a lot of guys are going to send it a little deep. You see McGill kind of hit the cones. Might have threw him off a little bit there. You see a little bit heavier on the brakes. That's going to allow Olson to close back up. Might have thrown him off there when he hit the cones.
McGill got a better exit than Olson did, but at the cost of his tires, as he did, smoked him, locked him up a little bit. They're coming to the stage break or competition caution very quickly.
With it being at lap 10, they've only got about a circuit and a half left as Lacey comes through 4A. not too much left to go before they hit that, before they cross that threshold to send them into the stage. You see Thorpe loose there before Ray try not to hit it. They hit a wider entry here into turn 7, but you see it's going to be a tight battle now. Here comes Olsen still trying to close the gap on McGill.
Olsen just not getting through the S's as well as McGill is. Oh, McGill coming down pit road. Actually, Ben Lacey did as well.
Yeah, they're coming out pit road before this caution to get service done. I mean, there's no benefit in staying out pretty much, so why not? Pits didn't close. Why not go ahead and pull down pit road and see what happens? So Lacey, McGill, I believe Dylan Parker came down pit road as well. So 3 cars on pit road. But what that does, it hands the lead to Bridger Olsen, who will lead the field when they get that competition caution. But of course, everybody's going to pit whenever they, come around more than likely. No one's going to stay out here and take that gamble, especially with these guys pitting here. But a very fast stop for Lacey. Might have just been fuel only.
I believe that might be what it was. Very quick stop out of Lacey.
McGill might have taken tires, but Parker as well. A 14-second stop took 14-second stop for McGill. Parker only taking gas. So definitely an interesting call. Some back and forth strategy.
One thing I have learned with this next-gen car at road courses is tires really does not give you an advantage. So I'm wondering if that might have been on Lacey's mind as he came down to take fuel.
Yeah, we'll see.
Another driver that came down, sorry there, Dawson, but another driver that came down was Zachary Wareham. He is now off and away, and I don't believe anybody else come down pit road.
Oh, caution coming out, but I see 2 more on pit road at the time of caution. Dalton Kilrow and Luke Nutt both came down pit road. Did they beat the caution?
I think they did. I think they are fine with the way that the pit road is shaped. I think they had plenty of time to get onto pit road before that caution came out.
I'm just going to get a splash here for Kilrow and Nutt. Not too long of a stop. That's going to cycle them back to the backs. You see Olsen weaving his way to the S's. Zachary Wareham just up ahead, who came off of pit road. They'll definitely cycle things back around. So the race leader at the time of the caution there, Bridger Olsen. Now the thing with this is I believe this will be the only caution of the race. I don't think we're going to see caution for wrecks or anything. We haven't already. I don't think we're going to see that. I think it's an admin only caution, and that was the only admin caution we're going to get. So with that being said, your bet is going to be made here at this point. You're going to have to settle with whatever strategy you decide to get to the end of this race. They should be able to make it on fuel, I believe, with that stop or with a stop here. Or maybe just one more stop after this. It's going to be kind of close, but we will have to see. So as the field comes down to get behind the pace car heading down towards turn 4A, I cannot speak. While they do this under caution here, we're going to take you on a side-by-side break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here when we get ready to go green again. So you see them come through the S's. You don't want to go anywhere. This is the Slide Jawb Racing League here at Sonoma.
As a Formula One world champion, I strive to win everything.
And as a 3-time NASCAR champ, I never give up.
I should warn you, I am a triathlete.
Let's do this. Mobil One's advanced technology gives our engines the speed they need to win.
Right.
Works on my bike legs, too. Jensen, 4 letters, 3-time NASCAR champ. That oil made my legs real fast. Somebody get this guy a hanky?
Dad, where'd you get that?
Oh, you won't believe what just happened.
Don't tell me you got the last Diet Dew.
Yeah.
I love the taste of Diet Dew. What do you want for it? Deal.
Diet Mountain Dew. Yeah, it tastes that good.
Hey, hotshot. Meter's running.
Man, we're door to door. I have the better car, fresher tires. I drove it in deep, and you missed it. I know you wanted to watch it, but you got throttled by your data plan, and it slowed you down. You hit your data limit streaming all that techno music, didn't you? I mean, really? Man, you've got some questionable taste in music.
Switch to Sprint, the only network with truly unlimited data.
I'm gonna lay it right across the board. Oh, yeah. Hold on a Daytona.
Denny and Harrison, welcome to the OfferPad family.
Thanks. Yeah, we're excited. You guys ready?
You know we're ready.
You know, at OfferPad, we're fast too. All online, cash offer in 24 hours. But we also like to make sure that each home selling experience feels special, easy, and different. You guys look awesome!
OfferPad really is different.
Yeah, awesome different.
Home selling with OfferPad is awesome different. Request your free cash offer today at OfferPad.com.
Everyone knows that old NASCAR legend about how drivers, go during a race. So naturally, we were curious.
Kevin, no bathroom break?
Nope, all set.
Hey, Kevin.
What's going on? Excuse me.
I mean, those fire suits are made of high-tech fabric.
What are you doing?
Nothing. Looking at the rain. You guys go on, I'll catch up.
As the field approaches through the S's, you see them coming around here as you saw it in NASCAR Nonstop. Presented by JCTV, the 1 to green has been displayed. So we're getting ready to get back to it. Ben Lacey, Austin J. McGill, Dylan Parker, Bridger Olson, Blaine Sparling, the top 5. Of course, we mentioned Sparling pitting earlier on. He needs those points as much as he can get, but we see it looks like the caution has been extended an extra lap. I noticed that. Lights are back on, so we're not going green this time by. So with that, that'll put us at about a 40 to green, a 40 to go situation when we get back going. So I think they might have to pit. They'll have to pit, I believe, one more time. So some teams definitely going to split that in half at the 20 mark, or maybe see some guys come at the earliest they can. It all depends on how everybody wants to play the strategy out. But right now, let's take a look through your field. Ben Lacey, Austin J. McGill, Dylan Parker, Bridger Olson, Blaine Sparling, mentioned the top 5. Michael Thorpe Jr., Brian Dees, Zachary Wareham, Oscar Enriquez, Dalton Kilrow, the top 10. And I want to pull up here. We talked about it at the start of the broadcast, that dash for cash that's going on. We only have 2 drivers that are eligible for this that are currently running. Caleb Sheets and Oscar Enriquez. They are here racing. Right now, Enriquez is 9th, and Sheets is all the way back in 17th. So definitely a bit of a difference here in terms of who all is racing that was eligible for that one. So we only got 2 guys that are racing for it. But right now, it's Oscar Enriquez leading the way here as part of the Dash for Cash.
Yeah, Caleb Sheets actually had an extended pit stop. Wondering if he had some damage repairs. I don't really see anything banged up on his car. I say that, and he's actually spinning out, trying to catch the field, gonna back it into the wall. It's not what he wanted. As the field is going through the S's right now, he's not even made it through 4A.
That is an absolute announcer jinx if I've ever seen one, Josh. But you know, we saw 10 laps of racing here under green. Who do you think is going to get it done at the end of this one?
I think Ben Lacey's going to be the guy to win. He was going to be my pre-race pick. We never did get it going, but Ben Lacey, he's going to go for 2 for 2 on these road courses.
And you say it's going to be Ben Lacey. I think I'd have to agree with you here. Lacey's looking pretty strong. I think Lacey might be the one to get it done. But if I had to pick somebody else other than what you picked, I think Bridger Olsen might be able to sneak one away here. Space car leading the field to the green flag. Ben Lacey, Austin J. McGill heading back to turn 1.
Still side by side between Olsen and Parker. They finally sorted out. Parker P3, Olsen P4.
You see battle Sparling and Thorpe Thorpe's gonna spin! Michael Thorpe Jr. around in front of the field, locks it down, and some contact there. Derek Paulson gets into him. Paulson currently scored as 12th. We saw Wareham might have gone off the track as well. But issues for Michael Thorpe Jr. I see Caleb Sheets also having issues. Caleb Sheets is stopped on the track. Another issue for Sheets. Trying to get rolling again out of the grass. He is going to get himself in a bad situation, and he'll tow after that. Not a good way to go for Caleb Sheets, but we'll see the field heading down for the hairpin after the restart. A hectic restart, I should say, as they head for the hairpin for the first time on this set of laps. You see Olsen runs it wide. Dees gets it a little locked up on the tires. Michael Kruger locks it up. You see Nupp running wide. Oscar Enriquez trying to give him room. But everybody's able to navigate it clean for now. So far, it's Ben Lacey leading the charge once again.
So I'm not exactly sure there. I think Sheets might have broken the toe link, just could not get his car going. So right now, the Dash for Cash situation, and with what we know and believe that it's just the 2 drivers, Sheets and Enriquez. If I'm Enriquez, I'm just going to drive the rest of this race easy.
Yeah, no need to worry about anything else. You see up ahead, Luke Nupp, Michael Kruger spinning. Somehow Michael Kruger recovered there, but Luke Nupp dropping a ton of spots, and you see him stacking up back behind. Mayuri runs it wide. There's Kate Atkins, Jacob Locklear. Just a hornet's nest of vehicles. But man, oh man, that could have been so much worse there. Heading into turn 4. Try to get you back to it here. Gonna follow along the 29 and the 81 here. Luke Nupp, Michael Kruger. Nupp pushed it hard into 4. You see Kruger sliding. He sent it to the inside of him, but just came in a little too hot. Hits that curb, and look at the recovery from Michael Kruger. How on earth did he save that one?
That was incredible. Great job by Michael Kruger.
Zachary Wareham, Jacob Locklear battling for what is the 14th position. Wareham's going to take it over. As Locklear drops to 15th. Michael Thorpe Jr. scored 16th right now. Going to have a lot of work to do to get back through the field if he can do it. But they are all chasing one vehicle. Of course, it's been this way for a lot of time this season. They're all chasing Ben Lacey, but right now, Austin J. McGill's kind of right there with them.
Yeah, McGill has been running lap times not too far off of Ben Lacey.
And I gotta wonder though, could it be those tires? Because McGill took tires on his stop, Lacey did not. So maybe could see some wear playing a factor. You see McGill run those cones over again, but look at how close he gets to Lacey there through the hairpin, rolling right up on him, but just can't quite capitalize on that move. and that leads to him losing a little bit of time on exit. But overall, that lap, he was 0.3 faster than our race leader.
Yeah, I do think tires definitely play a factor into it. I don't think it's enough of a difference.
Noah Mayuri's been struggling, back to 16th now. Last car on track. I noticed Caleb Sheets has left the session, so there's your dash for cash. Over there is just as quick as it started. Just 19 laps in, we can award a win of some sort for somebody here tonight. And of course, we said it. Oscar Enriquez, he'll be your dash for cash winner. As it stands, you see him sliding through turn 4A. But it doesn't matter what he does, because right now he currently holds 9th place. And he's the only dash for cash driver remaining. Bassinger and Cazzola did not race. And then Sheets with the issues leaving the session. So Oscar Enriquez is going to walk away with a dash for cash win, and he might even be able to qualify for the next one. He's pretty close to that border right now, but getting passed by Luke Nutt might take that one away. We'll approach lap 20. McGill still right there, hunting down Ben Lacey.
Ben Lacey actually a little bit faster than Austin J. McGill that time by. Not much, it was 0.2.
Yeah.
But McGill, he is definitely keeping Lacey honest. Go ahead, Dawson.
Yeah, I was going to say, you said it. He gained 0.2 that time. Lacey did over McGill, but McGill had gained 0.3 the lap before, so a net gain of about 1/10 for Austin J. McGill. If he can try to keep pushing and hunting him down, I mean, he may be able to make a move for the lead. There heading through the S's, heading down to the hairpin. See what McGill does. McGill sending it in deep. Austin J. McGill went deep into the hairpin. He's going to lose a lot of time to the race leader. But he went for it there. Sent it in pretty deep. And now he's going to go back to about a second behind race leader Ben Lacey. Oh, and by the way, go ahead, Josh.
I was just going to say that is not at all what McGill wanted to have happen. So that did take a life away from his tires.
That took a huge chunk of time out of the gap as well. But what I was just about to say, you know, not to mention, Ben Lacey just ran his fastest lap of the race here. That was his fastest lap. That was Dylan Parker's fastest lap. So, I mean, they're picking up, you know, the pace a little more. And you see Parker's going to send it in on McGill. Dylan Parker wants the second position. He'll take it. An aggressive move, and McGill's all over the back bumper. Can't quite do anything about it. So move Dylan Parker to second. Now he'll try to hunt down the race leader. And Michael Kruger dropping spots very slow on the track, further back. Damage to the front of the 81 machine. Can't even get it to turn. What on earth happened to Michael Kruger? Have to go back and see what happened there, Josh, but Michael Kruger, you know, we talked about the road course ace. Well, I think he's finally met his kryptonite, that being Sonoma Raceway.
Back to see what happened to Kruger. So he was going up through turn 2 and 3. Oh man, spun off the turn 2. Got heavy damage on the right side. Appears he broke a right front toe link, and then he pulled over in turn 7 out of everybody's way. Actually, I say that, and he went through turn 7 rather. Still driving on the track. He is in pit road. He did make it to pit road. I'm surprised he drove it all the way around.
Yeah. Dylan Parker just ran his fastest lap of the session. Minute 15.9. Just slightly faster than Ben Lacey that last time by.
Hey, Nat Kings is on pit road. Oh, hard hit. Michael Kruger went back out on the track and absolutely just lost it in turn 2.
He slid all the way to that wall right there in front of the spectators. They're getting a good view of the carnage. And see, sliding again here. He is still struggling with the handling of this car.
So one thing I want to point out, actually, I just learned myself, I'm sure viewers at home may not know this, is at the road courses, not only do these guys, oh man, Kruger having more issues hard in the tire barrier.
And that'll do it. You see him roll to the other side. And that should do it for Michael Kruger's race.
So as I was saying, was these guys, not only do they have a competition caution at the road courses, they also give everybody one fast repair. That's how Kruger was able to get out on track so fast. And just as fast as he was able to get back on a track, his race is over for the night, more than likely, after that huge damage he took.
See, another slow car. Another issue, or it looked like it was an issue. I think Caden Atkins is taking the infield, course right there. He's heading to the carousel, going to the drag strip. I noticed he was kind of messing up there on the track map, and I was looking to see what he was doing. Well, that's what he was doing. He was going to have a little fun on the carousel, currently going backwards down the drag strip.
I don't know if I've ever seen anything like this.
So he's going to take that drag strip all the way down. So you head in the opposite direction of the racing surface, and I think right there, he's getting displayed that furled black flag for going the wrong way. He wants to try to see if he can inch his way to the hairpin. This may end up getting him black flagged.
Well, that's going on, Dawson. We do have a battle for second place. Austin J. McGill took it back away from Dylan Parker. And Parker making a move to the inside of Austin J. McGill now through turn 11. Parker has it. And they're still going to be side by side off of turn 11. Finally, single file, Parker retakes over that spot.
McGill trying to put pressure on Parker if he can do it. He's right there on the back bumper, trying everything he can to get back to second, but you notice the gap here. About 5 seconds, Ben Lacey is checking out from the field. While these three continue to tangle for second place, Bridger Olson still hanging out in the background, just less than a second back of this battle. He wants to be a part of it, but he's just kind of playing his cards nice and easy as Parker continues to hold on to the second spot. McGill with a hard charge if he can get it, but just can't quite make the move stick. As you see him heading down to the S's, it's a 3-horse battle for second.
So Jay McGill not able to make a move through turn 11. Actually, rather have to play defense because Bridger Olson got right up to his back bumper. That really did help Lacey just start pulling away big time. Only car faster than Ben Lacey is Bridger Olson.
And something we haven't really talked a lot about here is this is a playoff race. You know, this is a very important race for setting up the rounds, for setting up this championship battle. They race here, and then they go to Atlanta, and after Atlanta, they go to Chicagoland for the championship race. But after Atlanta, there's a cutoff. 4 drivers, the top 4 in points, will move on in that race to fight for a championship. Top 4 as it stands before the race: Ben Lacey, Dalton Kilroe, Bridger Olson, Jacob Locklear. Lacey and Olson are having great days. Kilroe is running 5th right now, so they're able to hold on. But noticing Locklear 4th in points, he's 13th on the track. Right behind him, Michael Thorpe Jr. by just 3 points out. Thorpe is up to 10th, so right now Thorpe holds that 4th spot. Maori has struggled today. He's back in 14th. Blaine Sparling, with that strategy call to pit early and stay out, has wound up netting him 7th. So a good run by Sparling might be able to kickstart a chance to run for it at Atlanta. But this points battle is oh so tight, Josh.
I'll tell you, this is why I think putting a road course in a playoff race is all that more dramatic. Because these guys are used to running ovals. And, you know, some of the drivers that are struggling today, they have to heavily rely on the other tracks to help bail them out. Derek Paulson has made his way down pit road. And this is halfway through the actual.
Looks like a gas and go for Paulson to get enough fuel to get to the end of the race. Might see some more guys coming down pit road here very soon. About maybe lap about 35, I think was the number. That gets you about 2020. We'll have to see, but it's all going to be about getting on and off of pit road as fast as possible without any issues. You see Lacey will make quick work of the 6 of Derek Paulson. Originally, Paulson wasn't going to run this race. He was talking about taking a week off. He was going to take this as one of his provisionals, but he did not do that. Instead, he is here racing. Of course, he is currently in the playoffs as well. Right now, that number 6 car is 8th in points. He is down about maybe 6 points to the cut line, so he needed a good run today to try to stay. He's got to have a good run to stay in it. Needed a good run to try to jump into it, but right now, scored 14th. Not really happening. But Ben Lacey is looking to solidify himself as the championship favorite. So as we cross the line to hit lap 30. Everybody is chasing down the driver of the 7, Ben Lacey. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take you on a quick side-by-side here on JCTV.
Practice went okay, but if he keeps pushing like that, what are you going to do? Here we go.
Can you feel it? The taste of Coca-Cola.
Can I get your autograph?
Yeah, sure.
I can't wait to show my grandson.
As a Grand Prix world champion in triathletes, I know how important it is to stretch before any competition.
I also know it's important to stretch. Mobile One's advanced technology lubricates our engines.
Yes, that is true.
And my joints.
Oh my word.
Soda cookies. Want one, Jensen?
A broken heart, I can't help you. Rocket science, don't know what to tell you. I may not know how to get to the moon, but when I wanna fly, my crew knows what to do. Crank around the wheel in the left rear. You're only turning 9,000, need another gear. Never know how.
50 laps to go, and here comes Casey Kane in for a pit. Wow, that was fast. Boy, I want to see that again in slow motion, Doug. Okay, that was something I did not see the first time, Pete. Boy, you catch a lot more detail when you slow things down.
I guess so.
Those look good.
Yeah. Oh, Casey's always got time for arm wrestling.
Amazing.
Yes, she is, Pete.
Boy, you blink an eye and you miss all that.
Impressive. Casey Kane's always impressive.
Ooh. Call Logano. Hey, Joey, you can save money if you fill up at Shell if you use Advanced Auto Parts Speed Perks. Dude, I'm way ahead of you. You saved at the pump? Yeah, I saved at the pump. The pump? The pump. He saved at the pump! Woo!
Now you can save at the pump when you shop at Advance Auto Parts. Learn more at advanceautoparts.com/gas rewards.
Now, it's my turn.
Kyle Busch, welcome to Menards. What can I help you with today?
Well, I've got my shopping list right here. I need some green treated lumber. I need a brown Mastercraft door. I need red Clearview cabinets and some blue Dutch Boy paint.
Those are M&Ms.
And?
At Menards, we carry the world's best selection of home improvement products to help you complete your next project.
You've got more of these, right?
It's all gonna fit in your car?
I got a trunk.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey, man, you cut me off back there. What you gonna do about it? Oh, man.
Can you feel it? The taste of Coca-Cola. Well, the race
All right, fine.
Are we good? We're good.
With just about 20 laps to go here at Sonoma, the battle raging on to see who can come home victorious in one country. You didn't miss much at break. Ben Lacey continuing to dominate the field here, doing what he does best, and just leading this field. As right now, coming up on lap 34 this next time by, you see he got around that number 34, Michael Thorpe Jr., putting him a lap down in the 12th position. So he continues his march to the front here, Josh.
Yeah, Ben Lacey, now he's actually extended his lead once again. He had cut down from Dylan Parker, but Parker, he's just kind of riding right now. Hoping to get back up to Lacey. 22 laps to go. He's got to start making moves quick.
And it's all going to matter, too, that last pit stop. You know, you want to make it at the right time, and you'll be able to make it to where you'll be able to get an advantage over your over the competition. So it'll definitely be a battle to see who makes the right call and gets it done on pit road. And, of course, you know, they all kind of came around similar lap times, so there's nothing too wildly different. Only ones that have pit recently, Michael Thorpe Jr., Zachary Wareham, Derek Paulson, and, of course, Caden Atkins all came down pit road recently in the last 5 or 6 laps. So it's all about when that last stop is. But, Josh, I believe you've caught up with a driver that wound up in the barrels and wound up ending his night pretty early. I think he got Michael Kruger.
Let's see here. Michael, it's Boys Up the Booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Your night ended early, but just walk us through. Oh man, real quick, Dylan Parker coming down pit road. He actually almost caught the wall. He was going in there fast. But anyway, Michael, tell us, this track, a lot different than what you're used to running on. This is a very technical, tricky track. Walk us through your race and how it unfortunately ended early.
Well, I just coming in here, I really had like no experience at this place, so I knew I was really in for a challenge, really, to try to have to get used to the track in like 50 minutes or so, given the amount of practice that we had. I qualified about like mid-pack or so, really kind of rode around, really try not to get in anyone's way or cause any wrecks, and just trying to kind of adapt to the track. I felt like when the tires were heating up and the brakes were heating up, I was starting to like get adjusted to things a bit, but I was still lacking some pace, but I was kind of getting somewhere.
So tell us, I mentioned earlier about how you've won at road courses before, specifically Watkins Glen in Brock in another series that we broadcast. So tell us the difference really between how driving at Watkins Glen is different than driving here in Sonoma.
Well, just for Sonoma, you're really just not really, you're really shifting gears way more, it feels like, and you're having to move the car a whole lot more. Like, it's not like you can't just like really, like, there's pretty much almost the whole time you're like not going straight. You're just the car's always moving around. It's always tricky to like put the throttle down, and yeah, it feels like, I don't know, it just feels like you can't really maximize throttle and put too much really here as you could Watkins Glen, as you're just like, there's just a lot of technical corners and very tight points in the track where like you have to be careful on throttle, and you have to be shifting a good bit as well.
All right, well, unfortunate night ended early for you, Mikey, and maybe we'll see you next week at Atlanta.
Catch you over there.
And that was driver the number 81, Michael Kruger, involved in a hard accident early on in this race.
Yeah, and you see Zachary Wareham around in the hairpin there. He tows it to pit road. That might end his night. Saw that popping around there. Figured somebody had an issue, and of course it was the 12. He's been having issues all night. But yeah, Ben Lacey leading the way. 8 seconds is the gap now to second place, and there's still a battle between Olsen and McGill. But
Olsen had his nose underneath McGill, trying to make a pass in turn 4A, just not able to do so. Olsen, he is showing he's faster than McGill, just not able to get around him yet.
Yeah, and there's still pit stops to come. And it looks like a lot of these guys are going to push to the edge of the window. We saw Dylan Parker pit not too long ago, looking up. Blaine Sparling came in. I'm wondering if we'll see some of these other guys come in here soon. You see McGill runs so close to the wall there on entry. But I see a slow car. Actually, we mentioned it. Ben Lacey's on pit road, the race leader. Really going to shake things up with Lacey on pit road now. It's really going to throw a curveball. How will the strategy play out for other drivers? Will they follow him down pit road so soon? Or will they stay out a little longer and see if they can put some distance between themselves and the 7? You see Dalton Kilroe is third now after the cycle. He will pass the 7 on pit road. It'll be a pretty good gap here for McGill and Olsen. So you got to wonder, is pitting early the way to go, or do you want to pit later?
Update on Ben Lacey. He's already off pit road, just as I was expecting him to do. He took no tires, just fuel only.
Ooh, Olsen sliding, able to save it there. Slid it in the corner into turn 7 and somehow able to maintain speed. What a move by Bridger Olson, trying to chase down and outrace leader Austin McGill. You gotta wonder if Lacey pinning that time by pulls him in. Yes, it does. It pulls in Austin McGill. Olson gonna stay on the track for another lap. It's all gonna be dependent. Can McGill get a faster stop and get out ahead of Lacey, or at least get out within the ballpark of him? Lacey is heading for the hairpin now. Well, McGill is still on pit road, so this might not be a factor. McGill might not have been ahead enough to be able to pull it off. Dalton Kilrow on pit road as well. You see him pulling to his stall there. McGill, that first stall, but it's just not going to be enough. He's going to get past. There goes Lacey. So now a 21-second lead for Bridger Olson. You see McGill's going to cycle back right now to what will be third. As it stands, he is off pit road and rolling. He is behind Dylan Parker, who is currently 6 seconds back of Ben Lacey, who will cycle back to the race lead once Olson makes his stop.
Yeah, Olson, I think he has to be coming down this time by. If not, I would be very surprised. It's not like they're undercutting by taking tires, or short pitting rather, by taking tires and seeing who can get out there with fresh rubber faster. As it appears that so far Lacey and McGill have both taken just fuel only. I bet Olson's going to do the same. Ben Lacey, he is looking to retake the lead here soon. Go ahead, Dawson.
Let's say Lacey coming through the hairpin now, as Olson is still not yet gotten to his stall. So that's what's pretty much going to be the race lead. That's just going to hand it back over to Lacey with a good gap now he'll get with Olson on pit road. You see Olson in his stall, the second stall there. So he's getting ready to pull away. Taking a little bit longer stop. 11, 13 seconds. Might be taking tires. Or might be serving a penalty even. I believe he might have been speeding on pit road.
That might exactly be what it is.
He came in pretty hot, yeah.
I did not see any tires going on that vehicle of his. Tough break for Bridger Olson. Yeah, so far P6, and it's just gonna continue to drop.
I was gonna say, look, he came in pretty hot on the pit road. If we go back about that time coming onto pit road, it's a little too far back maybe, but you'll see as he came through, heading for. We'll get back to it as quick as we can here. This is when he was coming onto pit road. You see how much he's just pushing it right here, and right there he is still pushing it pretty fast. So I think that's what got him. You see a 52-second stop, very clearly a penalty there. So it would have been maybe about a second or third cycling out. It's going to wind up being ninth. And I see Austin McGill back on pit road. Same with Brian Dees. Or is McGill making a second stop for some other reason? Or is this his first stop? Should be that would be his second stop, I believe, actually.
Did McGill get caught speeding on exit? I can't imagine that would be the case, but quick stop in his box, and now he is away.
Yeah, quick stop does not tell me it was a penalty. A quick stop tells me he might not have had enough fuel to make it to the end of this race. Might have been just a bit short on the number of how much he put in to where he was not going to be able to make it. And probably figured everybody else had enough and there was no reason to try to prolong the inevitable, and just went ahead and pulled it down and got the fuel he needs to make it to the end of this race. So with 14 laps to go this time by, it's all Ben Lacey leading the charge here. Dylan Parker is second, Dalton Kilrow third, and Austin J. McGill, he was able to come out fourth after having to pit a third time, I should say. And then Luke Knupp rounding out the top five. So definitely all over the place. I mean, you look back a little bit further back here. Looking to see some action on track. Nupp has got a slight gap, just about a second gap between Blaine Sparling for that 5th spot. And right behind him, Brian Dees is there as well. So 3-car tangos. You see Nupp locks up the brakes. See ahead of him, slow is Jacob Locklear, and I believe up ahead as well, that's Austin J. McGill, I should say, who is also in a battle for position. That's the 4th place car. So a little bit tighter here from this 4th through a 7th spot. See Oscar Enriquez on pit road right now. Dash for Cash winner for tonight. And Nupp and Sparling and Dees are all catching McGill. Oh, and Nupp sliding there, coming up onto turn 4A. And looked like it was maybe the 84 of Locklear running it wide for these lead lap cars. We're all battling for position. They head down into the S's. McGill, Nupp, Sparling, Dees, all right here in this picture, battling for position. You see Olsen a little bit further back.
Olsen currently P8 as it stands. We know he's fast, he has speed, he's gonna try to get as many positions as he possibly can.
Yeah, but 9 seconds. 9 seconds is the gap between himself and 7th place Brian Dees, so huge gap he's gonna have to try to manage here as this race winds down. But you see McGill under fire from Nupp. Nupp is right there on his back bumper.
Yeah, McGill, he's just not had things go his way lately. Luke Nupp staying patient, not trying to make a move just yet.
Yeah, but you can tell he wants to push the issue. See how much harder he is on the brakes entering the corners. You know, he is getting in late. He is braking late, and he is trying to get right there on the back of the 21 car.
McGill has spent most of this race playing defense. So I think he's not in an uncomfortable spot. Luke Nupp tries to make a move to the inside. He's going to get there.
He's going to get there.
McGill,
oh, contact on the back bumper. McGill and Nupp make contact. Unintentional contact, I want to say, because I think McGill was trying to get down and get back going, and Nupp wasn't going as fast, didn't fire off as well. So McGill on the back bumper of him. But the battle is still heating up for 4th and what will be now 5th as well, because Sparling's in the picture as well.
This is insane.
Great battle for position here. McGill right there on it again. Nupp's going to drive it in deep into the corner. You see McGill trying to back up the entry a little bit, see if he can get the run on exit. And he does. He's right there, backing it up again, seeing if he can make a run through the S's. And, you know, it's a battle for what is 5th, but it almost feels like it's a battle for the win. You know, the way McGill is fighting for it. Right there, closing in, trying to make a move if he can. Oh, going a little off track even. Just pushing for everything he's got. It's going to be a tight battle heading into the hairpin here. Nupp blocking it up. McGill trying to get the run and exit. He almost got it, bobbles a little bit. Coming up 10 laps to go. Your leader check, Ben Lacey, is 9 seconds ahead of Dylan Parker as they run right now. Dalton Kilroe is 20 seconds back of Parker.
Wow, all this is going on, and a lot of chaotic happening for 4th place. Oscar Enriquez actually lost it last time by out of 4A in the short shoot. He has slowed down a lot. He is going, but he's not too far ahead of this battle that we have been watching between Luke Nupp and Austin J. McGill, which is still going on. McGill trying so hard to make a move back on Luke Nupp.
You see Enriquez ahead of him. And you see McGill so hard pushing to get by Nupp if he can do it. Right there with him. And Sparling's lurking in the background in case these two take each other out. And the thing is, we talk about this, the Dash for Cash winner Enriquez, but here's the rules. The next qualification for the final race of the Dash for Cash is going to be the top 4 non-playoff drivers who finish. I believe right now it's Dylan Parker, Luke Nupp. Then it's going to be, I believe, Brian Dees, and then Oscar Enriquez. Because Parker's not in the playoffs, currently running 2nd. Nupp is currently 4th. Then you go back to Dees, who is 7th, and you got to go back to Enriquez, who is 12th, for the non-playoff drivers. And those are the only non-playoff drivers that are currently running right now. So those are going to be your 4 that are going to battle for that final Dash for Cash next week in Atlanta. But right now the battle is heating up for 4th still. Austin J. McGill still not giving in.
I'll tell you what, we very well could possibly see a Tony Stewart, Denny Hamlin once again using both turn 7 and turn 11 in this race if these two keep battling like they are.
And Blade Sparling is hoping they do, because Sparling needs the positions, he needs the points. And Nupp a little loose there, heading down towards the hairpin. McGill tried to peek for a second, got to go back and run it high. And you see Nupp locking up the brakes again. McGill's right there on the back bumper. He's not going to be giving that much longer. He's not going to let out the gas and let him get back into it as much longer before just giving him the bumper.
No, he's not. He wants an extra point, because it could be the difference into making the Final 4 and not after next week's race. Luke Nupp, not a part of the playoffs like you mentioned. So right now, I don't think Austin J. McGill really cares if Luke Nupp has another point or not.
I believe Dylan Parker might have had an issue. He is a little bit slower this last time by. Might have had an issue that cost him some time. Have to see. But still the ongoing battle for 4th between Nupp and McGill. McGill losing a little bit of time, but right on the back bumper of Oscar Enriquez, a slower car. That's going to help that 21 try to go for this 4th spot. Oscar Enriquez running it wide off the track to get out of the way. But look at the move McGill's going to make to the outside. Going to try to cross him over through the corner. To the back bumper. He nudges him, trying to get to him. Can't quite get it done. Coming up, 7 laps to go this time by, I believe. McGill wants the spot. It actually is 8 laps to go. And
McGill locked up his tires, but I was going to mention, I think that was a test run for McGill. See what he can do and if he can make a move work.
And I think in his mind, he made it work. So he's going to try to go for it maybe here in the coming laps. If he can't get by him clean, he knows he can get to the bumper of that number 29 machine in turn 11 through the hairpin. Still a hard-fought battle for this 4th position. As we talk about the leaders, Ben Lacey, Dylan Parker have checked out from the field. Lacey's got a 13-second lead. Parker is 19 seconds ahead of Kilroe, and Kilroe's 14 seconds ahead of this battle.
Once again, through the S's. McGill still stalking
Nupp a little loose. He's going to open the door. McGill tried to get to the bottom. Nupp tried to close the door. Nupp going to over to the corner. Here comes McGill to the inside, and McGill is going to clear it for 4th, but Nupp's going to try to get a run off the corner.
Nupp locked up his tires as well.
But he is not giving up this battle. He's still trying to pressure this 21 as much as he can before McGill tries to run away with the spot. And that's opened the door for Sparling to close in as well. We saw how Nupp was on the chase. He was very aggressive in his moves, trying to get by McGill for 4th. Will he continue to maintain this aggressive nature? Pushing hard through 4A, trying to be right there on the back bumper. You see he is very late into the corner braking. and he's able to roll right up onto him through the middle of the corner. So we could see that in play in the hairpin as well.
Yeah, Luke Nupp, I think, while he was trying to fend off McGill, he was watching as well what McGill was doing. Nupp may try to make some of those moves happen.
See, he's trying to follow what McGill's been doing, running really high, running up against the wall almost there, entering the hairpin. He tried to do it that time. Don't know if it's going to pay off as much as he hoped it would because he's going to lose time to McGill. That time, 0.2 of a second. So he's definitely hunting to see if he can figure out what McGill's been doing and try to replicate it and get back by him. 6 laps to go here at Sonoma. Lacey's running away with it here. They've got that glass of wine ready in victory lane with his name on it at this point, with how dominant he has been with a 13-second lead over Dylan Parker. And Nupp is pushing hard to get back to the back bumper. You see him start braking late again here in 7. Gets so on it so late. Just try to roll up onto him, just can't quite get it done. He's going to have to find some more speed here if he wants to make a run at this 4th spot.
Yeah, he definitely... I think he's definitely used up a lot of tire trying to hold off McGill. Closing in on the back bumper. McGill just such a better exit out of turn 11. What Luke Nupp had.
You want to talk about something here, something impressive. On the same set of tires this entire race, Ben Lacey is putting up lap times comparable to his best lap time at the start of the race. He has not dropped off much at all. You know, his best lap time was a minute 15.1. His last lap, a minute 15.1. So he is definitely maintaining that pace this entire run, this entire race. He's been able to maintain this absurd pace, and he continues to just lead the way here through the field. So we get 4 laps to go now, I should say.
Around.
Oh, there it is, yeah.
Spins it off of turn 4A. Sorry for cutting you off, but he's going to lose a lot of positions now. At least a couple of them.
We seem to be very aggressive
didn't hit
here.
the wall.
Yeah, we seem to be very aggressive here with the late braking, and it looks like right here he might have just clipped the curb a little too much, upset the car, and around it went right there. Knows the wall a little bit, but he's going to lose about 3 or 4 spots, only back to 8th. But I noticed, too, McGill is pretty slow as well, so let's open the door for Sparling to close the gap.
Blaine Sparling right there.
Yeah, it's a battle for 4th. I noticed Lacey with a lot slower lap time this time as well, comparative to his previous laps. So, but of course, you know, him having a slower lap doesn't mean anything, you know, because he is still able to maintain such a huge gap over 2nd place, a 12-second gap, and he can just continue to have
side by side
bad laps.
Side by side battle between McGill and Sparling.
McGill is trying to defend it. McGill is defending for all he's got. He has burned up his stuff, and Sparling is looking to capitalize. And look who's lurking in the background there. It's Bridger Olson.
That's actually a shock as well now that I realize it. Oh, McGill. Interesting entry.
Try that wide entry, got a little loose. Here comes Sparling. Gonna try to make a move of the S's. Side by side for a little bit there. McGill is struggling. Here comes Sparling and Olson. Meanwhile, on track pass, Locklear has gotten by Enriquez, but I don't think it's going to matter. You see Sparling is right there, but so is Olson. Olson's going to have to try to make the move on Sparling to go after McGill as well. Coming up on 2 laps to go, I believe, this next time by. You see Sparling's going to run wide. He's going to open the door. Here comes Bridger Olson. Going to take over the 5th spot. Now going to look for 4th on Austin J. McGill with 3 laps remaining.
What the absolute redemption for Bridger Olson. Mentioned earlier, he won't have a chance to fight for the race win anymore, but he's about to fight for right around where he was running before, having to stay down pit road for a speeding violation. Great job out of Bridger Olson.
great recovery to get back up to 4th now is what the battle is for with him and McGill. And McGill wants to keep him behind him because he does not want Olsen to get those points. Olsen right now is sitting 2nd in the championship battle, so he could very easily get some more points and put a bigger buffer on himself and the rest of the field heading into this final race in Atlanta. But right now, it's a tight battle. 2 laps to go when they cross the stripe this time. Ben Lacey, we mentioned he's checked out. As we see these guys going through the S's, Ben Lacey has just made his way through 4A. That is how far ahead of the field Ben Lacey is.
You mentioned Parker just now in 4A. Gill and Olsen still continue to battle. Olsen shallower through turn 11. McGill trying to stay ahead of Olsen as they cross the line to take their 2 laps to go.
As they take the 2 laps to go, you see, look who's coming to the hairpin now. It's race leader Ben Lacey. He has been untouchable. I mean, just unreal performance by this number 7 machine, Ben Lacey. As he makes it through the hairpin, he's going to get the white flag this next time by when he crosses the stripe. A 10-second gap. About 11-second gap, actually, over himself to Dylan Parker, excuse me. So the battle for 4th heats up, but right now, race leader Ben Lacey, he's got no pressure. He is all by himself.
And this is the point where if I'm coaching a driver that has the lead on a final lap at a road course, I'm telling them, take it easy. Especially in Lacey's case, you have 11 seconds on 2nd place. No need to push here. I don't want to see you in the grass at all.
Yeah, just back it off and ride it out here. As he comes through 7, we watch McGill heading down towards the hairpin for what will be their final lap here for 4th, 5th, and 6th between himself, Olsen, and Sparling. You see Olsen's going to send it in pretty deep here. Not going to quite get there, but he's going to try that out. He's going to have one final time to do it. So they're going to have one final attempt at it. The white flag is out for them now. As they cross the line, we're going to look back and watch Ben Lacey coming to the hairpin for the final time. A lot of time gained on Parker. Parker struggling. He tried everything he could to make a run at it, but he just couldn't do it. And the championship favorite's going to put a statement win yet again on his resume. Coming through the final corner, Ben Lacey is going to take the checkered flag here in Sonoma.
Incredible job out of Lacey and sweeping the road courses. That driver, the 7.
Looking back to this battle for 4th, Dylan Parker had an issue, but it doesn't matter. He's still able to hang on for 2nd. Kilroe's going to bring it home 3rd, but the battle is for 4th still. Olsen still right there, ready to pounce on McGill.
Olsen has about one more shot at it, and that is through turn 11, the hairpin. I don't
he's
think
running it off the track.
enough.
He is pushing with everything he's got, see if he can make it stick. McGill's going to try to run it a little wide. Olsen tried it, couldn't quite get there. So McGill is going to bring it home in 4th. Bridger Olsen recovers to 5th after the penalty. Blaine Sparling will finish in 6th. Brian Dees 7th. Luke Knupp 8th. Michael Thorpe Jr. 9th. And rounding out the top 10, Derek Paulson. But it's Ben Lacey who brings home the checkered flag here tonight, sweeping the road courses as was mentioned here. And what is this now? Is this his 4th, maybe 5th win of the season?
I believe it is his 5th of the season.
It's his 4th, actually, it looks like. 4 wins on the season now for Ben Lacey. A dominant run. And, you know, there's no doubt about it. He's your driver of the day for sure after that win. A statement made yet again by Ben Lacey on why he deserves the championship. Now 4 wins on the season. As he burns it down in victory lane. And then here's your stat for you. 13 starts so far this season. 12 top 10s, 9 top 5s for Ben Lacey, and 4 wins thus far. So he'll park it right there on the front straightaway as he celebrates. I thought we saw Oscar Enriquez as well over here. He's just kind of chilling out right now, but of course we mentioned, you know, about maybe 20 laps into the race, he locked it up. Dash for Cash winner. And I believe, too, he'll be competing in the final Dash for Cash next week at Atlanta. I believe he's going to be able to qualify for that because a lot of your top finishers were guys that were not eligible. A lot of the top finishers are guys that are not going to be eligible, like Ben Lacey, like Dalton Kilrow, Austin J. McGill, those playoff guys. So I believe Dylan Parker, Brian Dees, Luke Nupp, and then Oscar Enriquez, I believe, are your 4 that are going to be in the Dash for Cash for the final Dash for Cash over at Atlanta Motor Speedway. As we see Ben Lacey sitting on that front stretch start-finish line. Let's see if we can get some words in from some of our top finishers. Josh, I believe you're down there with Dalton Kilrow.
Hey, Dalton, third place finish tonight. It was definitely a crazy battle for a lot of drivers. It allowed you to kind of sneak up into top 3. Tough race all night. How'd you get it done?
Yeah, like you said, there was a lot of crazy battling throughout the field. I know after my start of the race, didn't really expect to get back up here, but dominoes just kind of fell, and some guys just handed me positions. So I will gladly take a P3 with how my night started out. Didn't take tires all race for some reason. The car's faster on the tires as they get older. Don't know why, but is what it is. And again, I'm just happy to be here.
Definitely. And Sonoma, it is one of the more tougher tracks that Cup cars run on. Of course, between the Slide Jawb Racing League, only seeing 2 road courses, and this one definitely being tougher than Watkins Glen. What do you think between driving the Cup car here can translate to, or the differences between the Cup car at Watkins Glen that we saw earlier in the season?
I would say, definitely the car seems like it's still kind of just skating on top. It doesn't seem like it's in the track at all. But that's just my perspective. Some other guys might have some different ideas on how things have been run. I mean, clearly Ben Lacey, he's got something figured out because he's gonna be difficult to beat on road courses. So, just lack of grip, trying to make sure you don't, floor the throttle. You have to actually drive it. And then it almost seems like the car doesn't want to slow down as much as you think it should. But then you brake early, and then you lose half a second going into that braking zone. So it's tricky trying to get the braking right. But when she can do it right, I mean, as you can see with Ben Lacey, he's just on fire. Looks like we got to do a little more practice, but I mean, still, decent is as good as decent will get.
So back to the ovals next week. We head to Atlanta Motor Speedway. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it is the older layout, not the newer Super Speedway layout.
I hope it's the older.
So I do believe I saw somewhere that it is the older layout. So, heading there, what are your expectations for Atlanta?
Well, it's definitely going to be a tire management race. Whoever can keep the right front underneath the car, and not have the car plowing and trying to smack the wall off turn 2 or turn 4, is going to be key. And just mainly just maintaining a decent level of speed while saving the tires. I mean, if you can hang top 5, top 10, and be saving your stuff to where you can get a good 10 extra laps out of the tires than the guys around you, you're doing something right. I'm personally, I'm expecting. I'm shooting for a top 5 next week. I hope I can get it, but we'll just have to see. hopefully whatever happens, it's a good points night, and I can keep myself in a nice spot for these playoffs.
All right. Well, before we let you go, who do you have to shout out? Who gets it done for you behind that 41 machine?
Well, I got to thank Daddy-O's Barbershop, Michael Falk with MF Racing Designs on Facebook, everybody else with MFRD. We had some struggles tonight, but I expect all of us to be up there, fighting for top 5, at least top 10 next week. You guys for doing the broadcast, the rest of the admins at Jawb for putting the league on, and everybody else for coming on out tonight.
All right. And that was third place finisher, Dalton Kilrow. And we head on over to Dawson, who has, I believe, second place finisher.
I'm down here with our second place finisher in tonight's race, Dylan Parker. Second place finish, pretty good. Not what you really come into these races wanting, but take us through the day and what it was like out there.
Well, the race was definitely, it was a long one. I forgot to turn on my fan, so that wasn't good from the start. Also, I made some spaghetti before. I didn't get to eat that. That was teasing me the entire time, so that was upsetting. But started in the back. That was fun. Got up through the field, and honestly, as soon as I got up to the top guys, like Benjamin Lacey, he was just a class of the field. I couldn't really catch him. Within 2 seconds, I maybe had a shot, but after he got like a 5-second gap, I just kind of ran my own race and just did whatever I wanted to, because that was very hard to drive. I won't lie.
Yeah, indeed. It looked like it was a handful out there that whole time, but we saw you out there going for it pretty well. You were pushing hard and you were able to get to that second spot. So I mean, but any other person out there, you might be able to hunt him down. But what was it like though, just watching Lacey? He was able to pull ahead and just stay ahead that entire race.
I don't know what he was doing. It was just I don't know if he like practiced 1,000 laps or something, but he was just going so quick, but it looked like he was going so slow. So he was just going like nice and easy through the corners, and it just helped his tires and just really helped everything all around. I didn't really expect. I didn't know he was a road course racer, so I didn't expect it from him. I don't know if I just maybe missed some new storylines from these guys because I've been gone for a while, but he's definitely gonna be fun to race around road courses now, because it seems like we've missed a few since a few seasons ago.
Yep, well, still coming away with a second place finish though. Anybody want to shout out sponsors, teammates, what else got it done there for you for that 3 machine?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to Mr. K. Nacky, Dan Cruz, Peak Performance Motorsports, and twitch.tv/Cocodas.
Alrighty, well, a second place finish, and I believe also locking up a spot in the Dash for Cash, the final one that runs next week at Atlanta, so gonna have a shot at some money there.
Yay, I didn't know that. Thank you for telling me that.
Alrighty, Dylan Parker, second place here at Sonoma. Congrats.
Thank you.
And with that, Josh, I believe you have our race winner with you, Ben Lacey.
Indeed I do. Down to victory lane, Ben Lacey. We had this race, I think, won for you right at the drop of the green flag. You absolutely put on a clinic. How'd you get it done?
This track is it's technical. It requires a lot of footwork. So I think that was a lot of it. Learning the braking points and just trying to stay consistent. The more laps you turn, the more comfortable you get with the track and are able to improve your times. But yeah, it's a doozy for sure.
So sweeping the road courses, you won both Watkins Glen and here at Sonoma. I gotta ask you, talking with some of these other guys in their post-race interviews, Ricker said you think she put down like 1,000 laps of practice. How many practice laps did you actually put down here to really learn this track?
I put in a little bit before Thanksgiving, and then that whole week of Thanksgiving, I didn't really put in much, and then I just put in maybe a little bit of time last night. So, I mean, it wasn't like a boatload of practice time, I wouldn't think, maybe 30, 40 laps here and there. But, yeah, I mean, got to put in your time a little bit here, but it's just, like I said, getting familiar with the track and learning how it drives and where to brake and accelerate and try to race the track and not the others around you.
So what do you think about the next gen cars at the road courses that allows you to be so good at them?
One, I think, is that the front suspension is independent, so they're a little more responsive to that. But then also, we've no run fixed setups. We can control what brake, strength we're kind of running, like what type of. I think the cylinders, how big the cylinders are. So I kind of mess around with those on the road courses to kind of figure out what I like, and then it's just kind of getting the brake bias set to where it's comfortable for me to drive, where I'm not using too much one way or the other to set the car up for the corner. But these cars, I think really one of the big thing is the front suspension. That being different from the Gen 6 cars, they were not that way, so they handle completely different on a road. They're a lot better to drive. The Gen 7s are on a road course.
Well, before we let you go and continue celebrating, who gets it done for you? Who do you have to thank gets it done behind the 7 machine?
We got Film in the Wild, youtube.com/Film in the Wild. Go give them some views. They could really use it. We got GGA and the team there, Amsoil, all the sponsors there. Appreciate you guys, Josh and Dawson. You guys do a great job. So this is gonna be a fun one to go back and watch. And all the admins here at Slide Jawb and the sponsors of our league, man. Appreciate you guys.
All right, that was race winner Ben Lacey, driver of the number 7 machine. And Dawson, I believe we have one more interview tonight. And that is Dash for Cash winner, Oscar Enriquez.
Yeah, indeed we do. Oscar Enriquez, probably the fastest Dash for Cash win in the history of any Dash for Cash period, because usually you see these things that go to the end. It's a duke-out battle, but two of the guys weren't here tonight. The other one kind of wrecked out early, had issues, and you pretty much locked it up at lap 19. So what's it like to be a couple bucks richer there?
Well, I thought I was going to have a bit of a battle there with Sheets at some point, but then you're right. But it feels good to win something, and I got to thank the league owners for having the Dash for Cash program.
Yep, you're going to be a couple bucks richer there with the Dash for Cash win. But on top of that, you are also going to be in next week's, I believe, because I think our top 4 finishers were Parker, and then it goes all the way down to D's in 7th, then further down to Nupp in 8th, and then I think it goes right down to you in 13th. I think those are the 4 that are eligible, so I believe you're going to have another shot at it next week.
I did not know that. I was so tired after the last pit stop. I did not know I was competing for a position there, but that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, a couple bucks richer. Anybody want to shout out here? What got it done here for you tonight to win the Dash for Cash?
Well, I'd like to shout out you guys at JCTV for providing some great broadcasts for this league.
Yeah, we saw it on the car. We saw it at the finish there as well. Hitting the drag strip, multitasking here at Sonoma, but not really the greatest to finish, I would say. But hey, a win's a win. You're still going home with a Dash for Cash win and a chance to do it next week. A 13th place for Oscar Enriquez. Congrats.
Thank you.
Well, Josh, it was typical. It was a Ben Lacey dominance, performance by Ben Lacey there to take the win away and just run away with it by far. And so looking at the updated standings here, Lacey now holds a pretty good gap, about a 30-ish point gap. No, actually a 24-point gap, I should say, over the cutoff line. So he's got a good gap heading into this final race. But we got a three-way tie for that fourth spot. Jacob Locklear, Blaine Sparling, and Michael Thorpe all tied for that fourth position.
I'll tell you what, Atlanta next week is going to be exciting and very intense because it is the last race of the season for drivers to continue on for a championship.
It's going to be tight. It's going to be really tight to see how this plays out. We talk about the amazing season that Ben Lacey's had. Pretty much, a monster run, you got to say. 4 wins on the season. Of 11, of 13 starts, he's got 12 top 10s. He had the other finish was 11th at Talladega. Everything else has been top 10s. Top 5s like crazy. He's got 4 wins. He's won the pole 3 times. He's led almost 500 laps this season. It's been just a masterclass of a year for the driver of this 7 machine. And, like I said, he is absolutely the favorite to win the championship.
Yeah, I think Ben Lacey made his statement early on in the season at being a championship favorite, being a driver that's going to go and compete for the championship. And I've always been a fan of elimination style playoffs since it got introduced into real NASCAR in 2014. But the one thing is, Ben Lacey, he has to be on his game come Chicagoland because he seems like he's easily the championship favorite. But anything can happen once you get down to that final race at Chicagoland. And I don't want to bring back bad memories for Ben Lacey fans or Ben Lacey himself, but think back to Homestead. It looked like he was going to win that race. He comes so close, and then a late incident between himself and Robert Lukens, I believe, caused him to have a lot of damage, and we saw somebody else win that race ultimately after a couple of overtime restarts.
Yeah, the closest finish in Slide Job Racing League history between Thorpe and Maori. But it all started. All that happened because of an incident with Lukens that wound up taking out race leader, Ben Lacey. So he was still able to finish 7th. So at the end of the day, it's not over till it's over. Obviously, he is the favorite, but with 2 races to go, something happens. You get a big field next week, and he has a bad day, and everybody else has a good day. It takes him out of it, but just by far and away, he has been the best car in the field. Only one comparable in top 10s right now. Derek Paulson and Brian Dees both are scored at 12 top 10s. Lacey scored at 13, but I believe this also includes an exhibition race, so very possible we're just seeing an extra one there. But yeah, we get these guys that are sitting here at about even stats, top 10 wise, but nobody's coming close to him in wins, laps led, top 5s, I should say. He is just far and away the best car out there. But after that, that's going to do it for us here tonight. Up this week, JCTV, Friday night, it's an Indy doubleheader for the NAOR series. That's going to be fun. And I'm looking forward to that one. I think I might go ahead and try another race in that one. See if I can get behind the wheel on that one. Of course, Josh will be on the call, as always, for the NAOR League. So that one should be fun. Saturday, of course, the mainstay here, the In the Pits News Truck Series, where we will do battle at Pocono. That one should be a fun one as well. I love Pocono in the truck. It is a very fun combination. And Josh, I'm looking forward to seeing you get out there after you gave me the last race to run. I'm looking to see you get back out there and try to go for top 10 and maybe even a win.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. And I know you and I had a little bit of friendly banter after the race and conversations about where you finished at Kentucky. So hopefully I can better where you finished with my finish at Pocono.
Yeah, I'll give you it all the time for it, but I want you to do well because we want that JCTV machine to be up front as long as possible. But that's this week. Next week, of course, the final race before the cutoff for the championship, where we will decide it all at Atlanta. It's going to be a fun one. Whether it's the new or the old, we're still not told yet, so it'll be a surprise when we get there. But new or old, it should still be a fun race. And so with that, that takes us to the end of the show. Again, we want to shout it out. Ben Lacey, once again, a winner here in the Slide Jawb Racing League for his 4th win of the season. Just a monstrous run. Next week, 9 p.m. Eastern, these stars will do battle for one final race to determine the championship floor at Atlanta. You do not want to miss it. So for Josh Coppernoll, I'm Dawson Allen signing off for you here on JCTV. Say so long and have a great rest of your night.